Under the same moon, we share the love, embracing the differences like hand in glove. Spreading peace and joy, it's a beautiful sight. Together we shine in each other's light. And now do we stand in love's pure mind, watching the world share in love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony painting the night. United we stand in love's pure mind.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Watching the World 777. So nice to have you guys here tonight. We have the show in store for you. How many of you guys are great cooks? Show by a raise of hands. I wish I could see. You know, a lot of people feel like they're great cooks and they have their way of making certain things. But you know what? It doesn't matter what ingredients you put into the dish. You really don't know what you have and how good it could be, right? How it's going to turn out until you apply the heat, until you put it on the stove or you put it in the oven. Mama Flips is the heat. All of us have these ideas in our head, and we like to walk around and live in our own little world. But you know what? Sometimes we need someone to bring the heat to help us to realize if these ideas are really true, or are we just living this false narrative only existing in our minds to work? Well, tonight we're going to have a lot of you get a chance to express yourself, and we're going to have Mama Flips put a little heat to it, test it out. In fact, in order to do so, we're going to have Mama Flips come on. Here she goes, bringing all the heat. What do you think?
Yes.
Do you
I was
do
like,
you
going with the cooking.
do you feel like fire?
Yes, I do. I bring
Oh
constantly
my.
fire. Yes, I do. Yes.
All right. Well, we want to test it out tonight and see what this fire is all about. Already we have James in the house. We have Pretty Things. It's so nice to look into the audience and see names that have become familiar, right? It's so amazing, right? These people are awesome. I couldn't wait to actually ask you. It's okay if you don't know, but have you heard about Joe Kent?
Of course. You talking
What?
about the
Yo,
homeland
listen,
security that left? That
I
was
played. Listen, I played Joe Kent today. He changed my whole reality in life. I have to go back to the drawing board.
Thank you. And did I not say that last time that I was here? Did I not say
Well,
this?
I wanted to see maybe instead of being Mama Flips, your mother flips, like Mother Teresa. You know the future, right? But all jokes aside,
Told y'all. I
listen,
told y'all.
listen. We have a serious problem though. This guy Joe Kent, as of 2 days ago, he was the highest ranking when it comes to
Counterterrorism.
intelligence, right?
Yeah,
Right.
counterterrorism. I said
And intelligence, right?
yes, he was. Yes.
He resigned. And you know what this guy said?
He said that we shouldn't be in this war. There was no imminent danger. We knew
But
that.
no, that's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
This guy had the nerve. So Donald Trump, this is the video I was supposed to be looking for, but you called me daydreaming, right? Donald Trump said they tried to kill me twice, and Stella's going to tell me don't use the word kill.
Yeah.
Okay, so they tried to take him out twice. So we have Butler, PA, and then we also have a golf course down in Florida, 2 times that we know of where they tried to assassinate the president. He says they tried to take me out twice, and I got them on the first time. So do you know what that means? I felt like no, but I felt that statement meant that the president was saying that Iran was trying to take him out twice. So that incident where he was shot in the ear, that ultimately Iran was behind that, okay? So based on what the guy said today, that was his counterterrorism guy. He substantiated that by saying that the president felt Iran was behind it. He also said that Israel was connected with Charlie Kirk. I wasn't ready to hear that. What do you think?
First of all, um
Now this came from Joe Kent.
I know Candace Owens has been pushing the narrative about Charlie Kirk being unalived by Egypt and Israel and a bunch of people. So Joe Kent coming in late, Johnny B lately, even though he's in intelligence, she's been talking about that for a few weeks now, ever since Charlie Kirk unalived. So go look at her. Even though I disagree with her at 98% of everything she says, I do find her interesting. So go look at her because she has receipts. As far as Joe Kent, I think Joe Kent is kind of trying to save himself just a tiny bit. Because the thing is, now the FBI is going to open up a case against him because they're going to accuse him of releasing classified information, even though he has not. So he's in a lot of trouble. So he's trying to kind of, smooth it just a little bit to say, well, even though there's no intent, there was no imminent danger, Donald Trump felt there was an imminent danger because he felt that Iran tried to unalive him. This is why he did what he did. That's not how it works in the United States of America. You don't start a whole war because you think somebody's unaliving you. Not after you told us a bunch of bullshit about how the reason why you sent us over there is because they were setting up nuclear weapons. What are we doing? Is Bush point two, but even a dumber version of Bush point two, because at least Bush had the freaking tower fall down across our heads and got America to be riled up and say, they're trying to unalive us. They unalive over 3,000. They destroyed our beautiful building. At least we have that. What's this one over here? Now you coming Johnny B lately that, they tried to unalive me? Is that what we're trying to say now? It's about some bullshit. It's about some bull. Like, what? Is that the excuse for today? Is today the excuse for today? That, my God, they're trying to unalive me, so I got them first? Is that what? I didn't even hear that. Mel, I didn't even hear that. You're the first one that's telling me this is the new play. This is the new play?
No, we watched it today.
The brothers and sisters of the MAGA community is going to fall in line with that and say, I understand. Oh, his life is in danger. Oh, my God, I understand. What? Is that what we're saying, Mel? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, that's what the president said. And so this guy who was working, with counterterrorism, he came out today. He substantiated, I played it today, but he basically built on that narrative that Iran was basically behind or could have been behind the event that happened in Pennsylvania, in Butler, Pennsylvania. So that was the first time that I really heard. I mean, I was shocked to hear this guy come out and say things that I had already been thinking. So it is what it is, but I enjoyed myself watching, that interview by Tucker Carlson.
Okay, so here's the thing. I completely think that Donald Trump is lying. Okay, that's the thing. So I'm just gonna come out there and say he's a liar, right?
Well, okay, wait a minute. Wait. You got to explain. You have to explain because I'm gonna put the screws to you tonight. I'm gonna contest you, so you got to be on top of your game tonight.
And he's always been a liar. So until he has receipts and I can see actual intelligence documentation that leads back to Iran, I'm going to think he's lying. But let's just say, because I already think that a lie come out of his mouth. He was born a liar, in my opinion. But let's just say the intelligence did come out and say, well, Iran was behind it. Let's just say that, right? Does that mean that is Iran the only one that actually threatened the unaliving of a president in all of history? Is this the first time that the intelligence community, ever heard of such a plan or is such an action or anything? Is this the first time in history?
No.
Okay, so now, does it give him the right to actually not go through Congress, right, and start a war with Israel? Does it give him the right because he felt safe, scared for his safety? Doesn't give him the right to start this whole thing. We don't have NATO behind us. We don't have any of our fellow countrymen that's going to come and support us. Doesn't give it a right to put the lives of young soldiers in jeopardy because he fears that Iran is going to get him when he's supposed to be protected in the United States of America. Apparently, we are the biggest, most devastating, most amazing country, and they're never going to get him because that's what some of my MAGA brothers and sisters tell me in live. Oh, they will never come and get him because I was upset when he went after Maduro. And I'm like, okay, he opened up a can of whoop behind, right? Because if you're going to go in there and get another president from his country, they're going to do the same to us. And everybody's like, oh, you just being hyper. You're just making excuses. You're trying to scare us. There's no way anybody going to come into this country and do anything to our president because we are the biggest, bestest, most amazing military in the world, right? So you telling me in one side of your mouth, you're going to tell us that he's safe, that nothing could happen to him, but yeah, he's going to start a war because he feared for his life? And why did he send Secret Service to take care of business, right? Like, why are we at a war? If you think that they're going to take us, unalive us, why did you have to blow up a school? Excuse me, and pop out a school? Why didn't you go after the person that you fear? This is ridiculous. This is asinine. I don't even know why are we having this conversation. Why are we having this conversation? This is ridiculous. There's no way. There's no way with this man arrogance, that he's now coming up with a plan after he lied to American people and said the reason we are at war is because they were building nuclear weapons. They were building up their uranium that could lead to nuclear weapon. How is it that we've been at war for almost 2 weeks? And that was the kid. And now you tell me Johnny B. lately, you tell me he's in fear of his life. What are we doing? Are we serious?
What is? Wait a minute though. Let's just slow it down. What is the president lying about? Give us something to hold on to. You're speaking loosely. Let's break it down.
I'm not speaking loosely.
Oh yes, you are.
The American people are very unhappy with the current war. You understand? He did what Bush did years ago.
A measure of the American people, not everybody.
Most American people, based on the statistic, most American people, right? All right. Right now, there is less people who voted for him who's happy about the war. We could agree with that. All right. The people who voted for him, a large amount of them is falling apart with like, yo, we don't believe in that shit. We believe in everything else. He could do anything else, but this war we're in favor of. So most American people do not agree with this war.
We would have to we would have to quantify the numbers. So
I would say that we agree.
You could say maybe a half. I guess you could say.
I'm going to say more than half. I'm saying more than that because.
But where are you pulling the number from?
Because a lot of his far right pundit who supported him, right, are coming out against the war, right? So that's more. That's why I'm saying that it's
But then you do have Democrats that are for the war. You have some Democrats.
I have yet to see, and you could share that information with me. And we're not talking about Fetterman because Fetterman is a Republican and Democrat close. I'm not talking about him.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a large amount of Democrats coming out and say, yes, I agree with this particular war because this narrative. I've yet to see it.
So let's say 78 Democrats. What's the percentage you think would be for the war? Just pull out a wild guess.
8%. It's the same 8%, if anything, that voted for Donald Trump. If we're talking about is around that 8 to 10%.
And then what about independent? What about independents? How many independents you think is for the war?
The independents, I think, is a Republican in cheap clothes. So whatever the piece is, but I'm saying to you, based on what I've seen, this is based on what I've seen. Now I haven't done the math, but based on what I've seen, meaning the reports that I've seen, people that come out right. And against this particular war, based on what I see, there's a larger amount of Americans that disagree with this war. I can give you another reason, in my opinion, why I believe this is true and why he's worried. He's justifying it way too much on social media. Donald Trump doesn't justify things. You understand? He lying about the pew pew of the school in Iran. He's lying about that. He just criticized Israel today about an action. Okay, Donald Trump don't apologize. He don't turn back. He doesn't do any of that unless something is wrong. And the only thing that Donald Trump cares about is his base. That's the only thing. He's looking at the numbers. He's looking at the stat, and he knows that American people are not happy with him. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about the Dems. You asking me about the Dems. You asking me about the independents. Donald Trump don't care about us. He don't give a damn about us. He don't care what we think. But his people are saying, like, this is about some mess. What are you doing? Right? So now you're telling me that after he spent all this time trying to justify a war that he doesn't justify, right? He says he doesn't justify it. He says that we're going after them because there's imminent danger. There is uranium in there, and they're going to create a nuclear. You telling me now that he changes to say because his life is in danger? Do you honestly think that Donald Trump would have changed the narrative if he felt that most of his supporters, if not all of his supporters, supported the war? Do you think, because he ain't changing it for us?
Well, I just want to be clear, though. Donald Trump didn't actually say that. The guy, Joe Kent, that left the counterterrorism position, he's the one that broke it down, how basically they felt like Iran was behind the whole incident where the president was shot in the ear in Butler, Pennsylvania. But he also broke down that, and then also in the video, I told you the president said maybe about 2 weeks ago that they tried to unalive him twice, right? But he got them the first time. So what I'm saying is Joe Kent is substantiating what the president said, which on this channel I was breaking down. I was saying I was shocked to hear the president say that, because he's insinuating that when he was shot in the ear in Pennsylvania, that Iran was behind that. So that's all of this is coming together. It looks like it's a plausible thing, is what I'm saying.
And unless I see the receipts, I think they're lying. And in my opinion, you see what's going on with Joe Kent and just me. It could just be me. I'm just, because I'm just alone. I'm a black woman in Brooklyn, minding my business until you ask me a question. The fact is that Joe Kent resigned, right? He just resigned.
I don't believe that. But we're going to play along with that narrative.
So Joe Kent didn't just put
no. That you only speak when you're asked a question. I'm not gonna. I'm a pretty smart guy. You know what I mean. But if you want to sell us that, then God bless you. Go ahead. We're gonna go along with you tonight for this journey.
Okay, tonight I only speak when I'm asked a question.
But I'm not buying it for a minute.
Okay, Joe Kent. Okay, let's just say Joe Kent is right. Okay, let's just say that. Let's just say that Joe Kent honestly believed that the intelligence that he received is that Donald Trump's life is in danger, and Iran is the one that did it, and so he understands why we currently at war. Why did he resign?
He resigned because he felt like Israel is behind this war, and that the United States is really just following suit with Israel. And he couldn't sleep at night because he see soldiers from the United States losing their lives for something that the American people is not happy with. I mean, he's very clear about it. He broke it down. It bothers his conscience. I mean, I don't understand why he would come forward.
But I agree. But the thing is, he is such a strong Trump supporter, because apparently he, based on what I'm hearing about this particular person, was a huge Trump supporter, right? That's it.
No doubt about it.
If your president, right, is in danger, right, and the reason why we are at war with Iran is because he put your president, the man that you love, above all else. Maybe Jesus Christ is maybe above, maybe your family, but after that third, you're going to sleep with Trump in your heart because you love him. You trying to tell me that you're going to quit a job when you know that the person that's trying to unalive your boy is that what we're trying to tell me? It's about some bullshit, Mel.
No, he listen. Today with the watchers, we watched the entire 2-hour interview. The guy is not playing any games. It's almost like he had a moment of clarity. He woke up and he said, "This is not right. It bothers me. I can't support this war. I have to resign from my position." I mean, he's very clear about that.
Again, I'm going to ask the question. I appreciate him being very clear because I agree with him. We shouldn't be in that war at all. There's no imminent danger. They will talk. Tulsi came and testified both yesterday and today to talk about, according to intelligence, there is nothing that's indicating that they are trying to. They have, like, I forgot what it's called, like a packet in which they are an arrangement, and there's a word for it, where the prior leader who was unalive, made sure that they were not building nuclear, had like sort of like a pact. And now allegedly his son, who took over, has been seriously injured. So they haven't changed that yet. But Tulsi came in and she testified and said there's no imminent danger when it comes to nuclear weapon. That's what Tulsi said. She testified yesterday and today. So
he talked about that. He broke that down. That was the first thing he talked about.
3 people that is counterterrorism is telling us that the president of the United States lied. You see, I'm not the one that lied. He said, right, The reason why we went to war is because we were in imminent danger as a result of the nuclear weapon, and there is no imminent danger. There's none. So now
Okay,
you're
so
coming to
so
me
this
and saying
discussion, hold on. This discussion is about Joe Kent, and Joe Kent made that very clear. That's the first point he made today. So you're right. He made that clear.
thank you, Patchett. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much. The Patchett, right? The Patchett, is that Ratchet or oh, you calling me Ratchet? Well, I don't mind being Ratchet. I thought he was calling it, but there's a terminology that says, can somebody give me the terminology? Because it does sound like Ratchet, even though this guy is being disrespectful. But there is something that sounds really close, like Patchett or something that the Tulsi G, and I keep thinking how to pronounce her last name. She was telling us, guys, that there is no credible, right, intelligence that says that we are in imminent danger from Iran, right? What is that word that she said that they implemented in Iran, in which they cannot build up nuclear weapons? That's the word I'm looking for. So if I'm saying to you, if Joe Kent says there's no imminent danger, is Tulsi saying there's no imminent danger, then why are we at war with Iran? That's my question. And if the new the new excuse is because he feels right in danger because Iran came after him, so he felt he needed to start a war to unalive the leader of Iran. Well, the leader of Iran is out of here, right? Didn't he unalive him, right? His son is apparently seriously injured, right? Bring our soldiers home. Like, what are we doing? Why are we going from one excuse to the next?
So let me ask you a question, right? Because I've seen this. I covered it. I put out a short. I came down to the city. Probably the most dangerous moment I've had in New York City in 30 years. But people are actually chanting "Death to America." I saw it in New York, in the Bronx. Listen, I saw it in the Bronx. So let me ask you this. When they say "Death to America," do you think that's like a love song?
To who?
To the American people. Because that's been going on for 47 years. So forget about what's happening now. I'm just asking you, what do you think that means just overall from Iran and them saying "Death to America"? You think that's a love song?
It's not a love song, but
Would you go there on vacation if you could? If they open it up today, or let's say a month ago, would you go there?
I would go there because there's an agreement that black folks are in danger.
Oh my God.
There's an agreement. I'm not saying it.
Okay.
Well, I am not saying it. There is several conversations that has happened, and it's out there that they're not after black folks. So
You're telling me, listen, you're telling me you would go to Iran.
I personally would
You
not
hesitated.
go to Iran.
The
I would
story
not go
said.
to Iran, not because I feel I'm in danger. I wouldn't go to Iran because I don't believe in what they do to women. You understand what I'm saying? I think their rules and regulations are antiquated, and I'm not going to go anywhere that disrespect or try to remove the rights of women. So I would never go to Iran for that because I'm not going there to wear a hijab and do all that stuff. I'm personally not doing it. But if you ask me, when they say "Death to America," I'm saying that we're being told in the community as a whole that they're not after black folks. So that's what I'm saying to you.
And
but no, I would not go
okay,
I would not go to Iran.
So again, let's say they accept women, and they said, "Hey, we vow to never beat women again. Whatever they're doing to women, would you go to Iran? I'll pay all of your expenses. Would you go?"
If I am assured that I'm not in danger, yes, I would go to Iran. I would go anywhere if I was sure that they're not coming after me. But yeah,
you're hesitating. There's a reason why you're,
because we're hearing that they're not. It's been stated several times, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. But I'm just saying this is what I heard because I find it to be historically funny that the Iranian people, the Iranian government, say that they are after everybody but black folks. This is what I heard. Now, it could be a lie.
I guarantee you couldn't find too many that would go.
There the other day, and it was acting crazy, and I think she's back home. Remember that lady that was down there?
That was not Iran. That was not Iran. She was in Pakistan. There's a big difference. So she was not in Iran. So you see what I mean? So we've had this threat for 47 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when
And
they
no
came
other
up,
president attacked Iran. No other
okay,
president attacked
that's
Iran.
very debatable. Listen,
No, it's not
so
debatable.
so
We got to stick
so
to this
so
point.
so listen, but here's the thing, though. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
it's debatable as to why.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Okay.
So for 47 years, back in 1979, that's when they had a lot of I think it was over almost 60 people were held hostage, right? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1980 is when Donald Trump, when he was a younger version, he came on and said, listen, these people shouldn't be allowed to do this. We need to do something about it. So obviously this is something he's been had on his mind for many, many years, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 46 years or so. And then in 1983, they had the big, we'll call it the explosives. I won't use the B word, so Stella don't try to get at me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So all of these things have been happening. When
Mm-hmm.
they made the Abraham Accords, or as Donald Trump was saying, the Abraham Accords, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not something new. This
Mm-hmm.
is all based to Bible, right? We
Mm-hmm.
might as well face the fact these men in the Middle East, they're
Mm-hmm.
all fighting over land, and
Mm-hmm.
this land stems all the way back to the Hebrew scriptures when they're talking about Deuteronomy, the blessings of Israel, and they were all seeking this promised land. And
Mm-hmm.
then who has their building on top of the holy ground? So this is never going to really be, when it comes to Islam and it comes to the Jews. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but this is something been going on a long time. But
Way
what I'm
before
saying,
our
but what I'm saying is now,
time. Mm-hmm.
you notice when they came out with the Abraham Accords, they didn't include Iran.
Mm.
And
Okay.
now we're going in. So to me, it seems like all of this is by design. I don't think this is something that's just happened. I
Mm.
think when this administration came in, I think they had a plan to take care of this, and Iran is on the map. This is
Okay.
not something new. You follow?
So can I actually, and that would be great if we had a trustworthy, competent president. I would agree with you 100%. The problem we have is we have Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump went through his entire campaign saying that he's not going into Iran. That's what he said. We have clips. We have social media messages that if you go, anybody that goes into Iran, they're doing it to save their presidency. They're doing it to take take the focus off the economy. He lied about Iran over and over again. His supporters love him. They love him. He could have came in there just like he said everything else he was going to do in 2025, right? Project 2025. I'm going to take out Iran. His people would have been fine with it. But he came in with a lie about American first. He came in, I'm not going to cause any drama. I'm going to end all wars, right? That's what he came in. So now you want us to now accept the fact that, oh, my bad, I changed my mind, right? Oh, I always wanted to do this from back in the day, but I didn't trust my supporters enough to tell them what time I was on. And now you came in here telling us the reason why you're doing this because we, the American people, are in imminent danger because they are now building nuclear weapons. And now you're coming to tell me that, oh, my bad, the reason why I took him out is because they came after me twice? Like, what do we do? That's what I'm saying.
I don't
He doesn't
listen.
have to lie to
You know what?
supporters, Mel.
Okay, so
That's what
there's
I'm
some.
saying. You don't have
So
to lie.
oh,
That's it.
God bless America. Let us
Mel,
pray. Let
can
us
we
pray.
agree that
Jesus
Donald
Christ.
Trump doesn't? Can we agree on one point? Just one point.
Okay.
Donald Trump does not have to lie to his supporters because they will take anything he says and accept it.
So you have to clarify. You know how my brain works. It's a little bit different. So what's the
Even
lie?
the
What?
Epstein
Hold on.
Files is
Wait.
no longer an issue now
Bless you.
because Donald Trump is listed in there. They would accept anything he does. Right? He
What?
said, if I unalive somebody on Fifth Avenue, they will accept it. Why is he lying now? That's what I'm saying. He doesn't care about the rest of us. He only cares about his supporters.
Every time you do that, there's an old show. I think it was Andy Griffith show, and the guy says, humana, humana. I'm gonna start doing that every time you do that. I'm gonna go humana, humana,
Now,
humana.
answer the
So
question.
here, what is the lie? What's the lie first? Let's
The
get it
lie is
clear.
that he can't. First of all, he lied and said he wouldn't go into war. Is American first. First lie, right? Second lie is that he said that he wouldn't go into war with.
Can we do one at a time?
Okay, first lie is that he says that that he is American first and that he will not go into war, that he will end all wars and everything is going to be about American first. That's what he said.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, here's my question though. Does he have a right to change his mind based on current events and maybe things that he didn't know before he became president? And this is not just Trump, but if a president, a potential candidate says I'm not going to go to war, but then he takes office and he gets some intel and he finds out that all the women are getting their heads, whatever, can he reserve the right to change his mind at any given moment?
If he's not a liar, yes, but he's
Oh
a
my
liar,
God.
right? He came in.
That's not the answer to the question.
That's the
We
answer.
we took we
So
took Trump out. Listen,
let's
we
follow
took
your
Trump.
reasoning.
This is not about Trump.
Let's follow your
I'm
reasoning.
gonna.
I want to follow your reasoning. He came in, right?
You're talking
And he
about Trump.
said,
Hold
no, I'm
on.
not talking
We
about
took
any
we
president.
took Trump. We took Trump off the table.
Okay, let's take Trump. You want to do Bush?
A
Bush did
president.
the same
No,
thing.
no, we don't want to do anybody. We want to
Okay, any
do
president that comes
the
in,
office, right? The
they
office.
come
Yeah.
in and they see imminent danger, right? They see we're in danger, right? And they said, okay, I need to do this act because America is in danger. I have intel. That's what you're
Okay.
saying, right?
Yeah, he could change his mind, right?
Because
Is
we have
that fair? Is it fair to say that?
yes, they could change their mind. Yes.
Okay, so then
Here's the
that would make the lie
Can I tell you the
subjective.
problem? Can I tell
Yeah,
you the problem?
I'm all ears.
Every person that the Congress has spoke to says there's no imminent danger. That's the problem we have, right? Because to have imminent danger, you have to prove imminent danger, right? You have to tell us, oh, you told America, you told your supporters, you told the people that love you, we're in imminent danger. I had people on my talking to me like, oh, the reason why is because Iran was coming after us. They were building a nuclear weapon and stuff like that. He has a right to change his mind. Any president has a right to make America safe, to make America great, right? Then why is his people coming out now and telling us that what he said was a lie? That's my question.
Well, see, that's all. That's somebody's opinion, you know.
No, Tulsi said the same thing today.
It's her opinion, right? But what
No,
I'm
it's not her
saying,
opinion.
but we're
No.
dealing. We're just defining what you're saying as a lie. I'm just saying. If he's a candidate and he says, "Oh, I'm going to make all these changes," obviously he's trying to stop all the wars in eight or nine countries. He keeps saying that. But when you become, sometimes you say you're not going to do something, but then your circumstances change and you have to make a different stance. And that's all that I'm saying.
Did he come
What's
back
that?
and tell us? Did he come back and tell his supporters that, hey, my bad, that's not true, that that I can't stop all wars? Or did he say that the war is almost over? The war in Israel and Iran is done. That they surrendered. That we're good. There's no more war. Don't worry about it. That's what I'm hearing?
No, we're not at that level yet. But that to me, that's
But
separate.
that's what he just said. He said that last week, that the war is over. He said that last week. You think I don't listen to him? I listen to him.
I missed out. I must have missed that one.
He said that the war in Iran is over. We did it. We took him out, and the war in Iran, our soldiers is coming home. That's what he said.
So I would have to go and see that, because from what I've been seeing, he's saying that this is a temporary action. The market was up. The economy was doing quite well. Mm-hmm. And because he had to take care, I think he's using the word, he's doing an excursion. And so eventually, once this problem is resolved, to try to get Iran, which is a big threat, cool down. Now, whether you want to debate, we can debate. There's so many different. Hold on. Mm-hmm. There's so many different narratives as to why we're doing this action. Mm-hmm. Some people are saying it's because of Epstein. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're saying that Epstein deliberately, they're trying to say he worked for Israel or Russia. Yeah, he was getting intel. Hold on. He was getting intel on Trump and sending it back to Israel. And they said that Netanyahu went down to Mar-a-Lago and told Trump, either you go to war with us or I'm going to show all your, this is what some people are saying. Mm-hmm. There's probably 3 or 4 different scenarios that we could come up with right now. Yeah. But the guy that we started this conversation with, Joe Kent, today, the guy that I showed for 2 hours, mm-hmm. he said that Israel basically went to Trump. Now, he should know, he was in that office, the highest level. He resigned. He said that basically he came over to Trump and told him, I think he may have even mentioned Mar-a-Lago, so it's real similar to what people are saying in the streets. Mm-hmm. But he says, listen, we're going to go to war whether you're with us or not. but know this, that your people, the American people, are there, and you have assets in these regions. You might as well want to come along with us. So that was the official reason that we heard from Joe Kent. So you take it from there. I just want us
So it's
to be
assets.
clear.
Okay, so because you gave me 3 reasons, right? I heard 3. I personally has heard 3 reasons. We only been here for like 30 something, like maybe 30 minutes, maybe. So initially, and again, I'm just trying to understand what's going on, right?
Okay, go
Initially,
ahead.
we went in because we are in imminent danger because they are building their uranium, and they're gonna have nuclear weapons. That's the first.
Okay, that's
Right?
the first one. I agree. I
Right?
agree.
Okay.
Although,
Now the
now,
second
hold
thing you
on.
told me today, hold on. Now, let me.
Okay,
I'm
okay, go
almost
ahead.
done. The second thing you told me is that Kent was like, "Oh, Donald Trump, Iran."
No. Let's hold on. That
Okay.
wasn't. You said second thing I told you. No,
No. I mean that what you said.
you brought up. Wait. You brought up the whole nuclear. That didn't come out of my mouth in this session.
No. I'm saying what? Okay, you didn't say that. What
Okay.
I'm
No,
saying.
but I want us to be very clear.
Okay,
because
you
I
didn't
have
say
to.
it.
I
But
I
what I'm
have to
hearing.
be on words here.
Okay.
So
Do you agree that the first excuse that was stated out of the White House was as a result of Iran, right? We were in imminent danger because Iran was building up the uranium. I believe that's what it's called, that could lead to nuclear weapon. Are we in agreement that was said somehow, some way as a result of this current conflict?
that was said, but also we heard that Midnight Hammer, which I believe happened in September, whatever month it happened in, that was supposed to have resolved and inhibited Iran from even having a nuclear weapon. This is
Yes.
what we were told.
Yeah, this is what we're
Okay.
told now.
But
I'm
now we're
talking
but now we're being told, still on number one,
yeah.
that they are like weeks away from striking America and
Mm.
potentially having a nuclear weapon. So I'm with you on all that.
Yeah. So we didn't even know. I didn't even know until yesterday that the threat, right, of the actual nuclear of the uranium was actually taken care of last September. So I still want to know why we're at war, because if we took care of the problem, why are we at war? But that was the first thing, right? Because we're in the middle.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The
Valid
second
point.
thing that I'm
Valid
hearing
point.
today, right? Because this part I'm hearing from you today, which I have not heard. Thank you for telling me. Is the fact that this Kent said that Donald Trump received information, right, that Iran was responsible for the 2 attempts on him, and he
Okay.
said, right, I got them. They tried for me twice, and I got them. Right, I got him.
2 weeks ago. Trump said that 2 weeks ago. Joe broke it down today. Let's make
Okay.
that clear.
So that's the second excuse, right? That
Okay.
I'm hearing, that I'm personally hearing. Now, you just gave me a third excuse just now.
Correct.
Okay. So what's the truth?
What's the truth?
Yeah, why are we at war with Iran? And that's not even talking about the controversy where people are saying, "Oh, he's doing it because the Epstein Files stuff." But we're gonna put that aside. We're gonna put all of that aside. I'm saying that I currently heard of 3 separate reasons why we're at war with Iran, and I'm hearing from the head of the intelligence, which is Tulsi, who he put in place, saying to us that there was never an imminent danger. She, of course, reversed and said, "I'm not the one that could say what an imminent danger is, but there's no imminent danger when it comes to the nuclear weapon." So I ask again, why are we at war with Iran? What's the reason?
So, okay, I'll deal with dial up later. As far as the real reason,
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you if Joe Kent can't really tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he basically made it clear that we don't have a legitimate reason. That was his whole point.
Yes.
From what I interpreted listening to his entire presentation, is that we don't have a valid reason to be going into Iran. So that's why he resigned, because he felt like we're in the pockets of Israel. I mean, basically, this is the narrative that's coming from the man that was probably the highest up with counterterrorism. So that's why I was telling you, as I heard these things today, it really shook me, because I'm like, man, I would never think in 1,000 years. I mean, we have whistleblowers, but I haven't seen a whistleblower. I mean, he actually came out and said, even with Charlie Kirk, that higher ups is saying, "Oh, don't investigate it."
Yes, he did say
Or
that.
even with Trump, what happened in Butler, higher ups are saying don't look into it.
Yeah, because they don't want to see. They don't want to see if Candace Owens is right. Now, one of the things I have to say is that I dislike when people don't understand what's going on. Tulsi went to Congress and was questioned yesterday and today, and they asked her specifically, was there any intimate based on your review and based on your knowledge? Was there any imminent danger when it came to nuclear weapons in Iran? And she said that we did not find any imminent danger. I don't understand why people in the chat are saying that's a lie when I sat there and they asked her the question and she said no. She in turn went in and said, but I am not the person to say what imminent danger is. That's the president. And Congressman was like, I disagree with you. You are the head of the agency that is supposed to tell us if we are in imminent danger, right? From the T word and and now you're telling us that you are not the one to make the decision. So she did say that. She did answer the question, and that's why we are here. We are currently not in imminent danger according to our highest agency when it comes to counterterrorism. I'll say that word one time, right? And now we have someone who left the agency who was high up there and said the reason why I'm leaving is because we are at war, because Israel asks us to be at war, and that we are not in imminent danger. I don't understand how you can't hear what is being said to you. That I just don't understand that. I'm sorry, Mel. Go ahead.
No, I'm just processing everything you're saying. But Joe Kent said what he said.
Yes.
I mean, that's his opinion, but it's more because of it's because of where he came from. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's very important because of where he came from. And I understand. And if Joe Kent was by himself, I would say, okay, I would believe Joe Kent because obviously he's in intelligence, he's in that agency. I would listen to him. But then everybody's lying any which way to cover their back. But you have Tulsi, who I dislike intensely, right? But she is one of the people that I've met years ago, right? I don't like how she switched up. I don't like who she became. But one of the things that we know about her is that she does everything she can not to lie. Like she'll talk around things, she'll flout the world, but she is not known for lying directly, right? In question, right? They asked her questions. They asked her, right? And she said what she said. Now, are we saying that Tulsi is a liar and that she does not know what we're talking about when she's the head of an agency and she sees every classified information, that she has the highest classified background authority? Are we saying that she is lying and that we are in imminent danger and she's lying to American people in front of Congress? Is that what we're saying?
I don't think anybody's disputing that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
disputing it. People are disputing Mel because they're trying to justify the reason why we're at war, right? And the only justification that they could feel until now, you're talking about that Trump life is in danger. The only justification that I've heard, that I've personally heard, is because we are in imminent danger. They use that exact word to me. I promise you. Oh, we are the American people. Do you want your kids? Do you want this country? Do you want us to be under attack? I've heard it so many different ways. I'm like, yo, what the hell is happening? Right? So now the one thing that was being used by the White House to put us in this war has now been taken away. Right? So now what is next? Are we going to now say it's okay for him to put out young people, our military personnel in danger because he fears for his life? Is that what we're saying? It's okay? Is that what it is? We could go to war because somebody threatened Donald Trump?
I don't think that version was the main reason. I think he used that as an explanation as to why he took them out, so to speak. He basically said they tried to get me, I got them on the first shot. So that's where that goes.
War, though. We didn't have to go to war. He could have.
But that's a separate matter. That's not the dominant reason as to why they're saying we had to go to war.
Okay, tell me the reason why you heard that we had to go to war, Mel. Fill me in.
Because they were weeks away from a nuclear weapon, and that they could almost strike the United States. So that was the reason given, whether you want to believe it or not, which you've
But I
already
don't need
pretty
to,
much.
but I don't need to believe it or not, Mel. Kent and
Uh,
Tulsi just said it's not true.
okay, but that's that separate matter, you know.
What do you mean?
But I'm saying, if you poll the audience right now, some people are going to believe it, others are not. But that's
Okay,
the reason that was given. Joe Kent shot it down. Everybody shot it down. But you're
everybody
going to
shot
still
it down.
have
We're
people.
all in agreement.
People are still going to believe that it was legitimate or what have you. But what I'm saying, that's a separate matter. I
Okay.
can't control what somebody's thinking. You see what I'm saying?
And I understand that, and I respect it. Because, like I
But
said,
I did kind of believe.
they love Donald Trump, and they're going to believe everything that Donald Trump's saying. I'm saying the people who also love Donald Trump, who came and lied, steal, and backstab in order to get this job, they are now saying there's no imminent danger. That's what I'm saying.
So let's address. I didn't get a chance. I was so busy streaming today. What did Tulsi Gabbard say? This is bothering me now.
Tulsi,
I typically
please
see.
go look it up. They actually, if you just go, I could look it up. What did Tulsi Gabbard say?
So can you pull the video up so we can play it, or
Yes.
you want me to do it? I could do it too.
I'll look it up. All right,
Okay.
go ahead and talk. So,
I mean, if you want to keep talking, I'll look it up. You know, it's no problem for me.
No. You could go ahead. I mean, you could if you want to read, but I'm looking it up also of what.
But just give me a snippet so I know what to click on. What did she say? What was the bond
all right,
sale?
she said that they asked her a question: was there imminent danger? Right? Did you find based on the classification? I mean, the classified report. Was there an imminent danger for us to go into Iran? That those are the words I would use, and see if you come up with what she said.
Okay.
Because she's responding. Remember, she's responding to questions. Oh, I'm wondering what the hell.
So you go ahead and pull it up, and I'll just keep running with the comments.
Okay.
All right. Because I saw some things in the comment section. Let's see here. See what everybody's saying. Caprello says he wants to debate. I keep putting it down the link for you, Caprello. I don't think you've come up one time yet. If anybody would like to come up and join the conversation, I would gladly. Here we go. I'll drop the link. Make sure you dress properly.
Be careful with the people. Make sure that you can see them in the background. They have to come up in the camera to show their faces before you bring them up, because there was an incident in my life the other day where they did something very horrible that I had to delete and edit the live. Okay.
Right. That's what
they
I
have
was.
to show their face. They don't have to come up. They don't have to come up here, right? And with the camera on, but they have to show you. Okay.
Of course, right. All right, guys. So as I was saying, do not come up without having clothes on. And also, when you do come up, you have to be respectful too, because previously I had someone come up and show porn, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that tonight. So
that's what happened to me.
But you guys are more than happy to come up and join the conversation if you feel the need. I think Caprello said he wanted to join the conversation. So if you'd like to, now is the golden opportunity. All right. So Bully says, so while you're pulling up the video, Bullies, and welcome back. I think I saw you earlier. You said this is no Bible, always trying to make it biblical. It's a bunch of BS. Okay. All right. Not sure who you were responding to, but a good comment. All right. Let's see. Yalzum says, I will encourage her to read more before coming on air. Okay, so that was directed toward you. Okay,
I'm willing to share exactly what was said. Okay, are we ready? Okay, I don't have the exact video, but I do have the article. Is it okay for us to share the article, ABC article?
Yeah, whatever you want to share, go ahead.
Great. All right, this is what's going on. Okay, now let's go up. Okay, so this is the conversation. So they said that she avoided answering question whether Iran poses imminent danger, right? So this is the going back and forth.
Independent of political considerations. Stated on March 1st of this year that this war was launched and was, quote, a military campaign to eliminate the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, end quote. That's a statement from the White House. Quote, the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime. Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime?
The intelligence community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to continue to grow their nuclear enrichment capability.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
and
This
he
is the
made that
worldwide, this is the
determination.
worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence, timely, objective, and independent of political considerations. You've stated today that the intelligence community's assessment is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated and that, quote, there had been no efforts since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is up to the
Here's the
president
problem.
based on a volume
No,
of
it is
information
precisely,
that he receives.
it is precisely your responsibility to determine what constitutes a threat to the United States. This is the worldwide threats hearing where, as you noted in your opening testimony, quote, you represent the IC's assessment of threats. You are here to represent the IC's assessment of threats. That's a quote from your own opening statement. And so my question is, as you're here to present the IC's assessment of threats, was it the assessment of the intelligence community that, as the White House claimed on March 1st, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
Once again, Senator, the intelligence community has provided the inputs that make up this annual threat assessment.
You won't answer the
It is the
question.
nature of the imminent threat that the president has to make that determination based on a collection and volume
You're here
of
to be
information and
timely.
intelligence that he is provided with.
You're here to be timely, objective, and independent of political considerations.
Exactly what I'm doing.
No, you're evading a question because to provide a candid response to the committee would contradict a statement from the White House. Let me ask you about your presence in Fulton County on January 28th of this year. You were
Not going to disclose how the message was delivered, but it was a request from the president and his administration to go and help oversee this warrant.
All right, so we have that one. There's another statement here. Hold on 1 second, and I don't see the video right here. Internal tension is likely to increase in confidence in the military, blah, blah, blah. On contrary, appears to be intact. Where is it? There's another statement. The assessment intelligent. Okay, McCarver says there's no effort. Okay, this is the point. I need this video. Gabbard also contradicted the president claimed that Iran was restarting the nuclear weapon program. This is the video that I want us to find. Hold on 1 second.
And while you do that, guys, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for all the support. And also go and support Mama Flip's channel. You have to direct on which channel you want to put into the chat. But thank you guys for all the support. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so while you're doing that, I'm going to keep pushing with the comments. I thought you were still rolling. Okay, so
Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is another thing that I'm so sorry. This is the one I wanted to show. Besides that part, all right. This is here's this one. All right, here we go.
Caprello said he would like to take you out for seafood dinner, by the way.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Give me a second. Let's listen to this.
as a result of last summer's airstrikes.
Hold on. Let's look at this again. I just
And
want to this one.
Statement as submitted to the committee in advance of this hearing stated that as a result of last summer's airstrikes, quote, Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated, end quote, correct?
That's right.
And is that in fact the assessment of the intelligence community?
Yes.
So the assessment of the intelligence community is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated by last summer's airstrikes.
Yes.
In the opening statement you submitted to the committee last night also stated, quote, there has been no effort since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability, end quote, correct?
That's right.
And that's the assessment of the intelligence community.
Yes.
The White House stated on March 1st of this year that this war was launched and was, quote, a military campaign to eliminate the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, end quote. That's a statement from the White House. Quote, the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime. Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime?
The intelligence community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to.
All right, so you guys heard that part, right? So we have two things. We have two issues, right? You just finished say to us that there is. Can you hear me, Mel? Because you look like it's stuck.
Yeah.
We just clearly heard them say that they destroyed the capability of Iran, right, to build nuclear weapons. Then we went on to say that there's nothing that shows that Iran is now, right, have the capability to build nuclear weapons. And then after that, when he asked us specifically, okay, so is there imminent danger? She goes on to say, right, that it is not our determination to say, right, that there's imminent danger. Is the president's right to say there's imminent danger. So if there's no nuclear weapons, right, there's no capability, and there's no finding this capability, then why is there an imminent danger in which the president of the United States mentioned that the reason why we're going over there is because of nuclear weapons, right? Or the intent to build nuclear weapons, when the intelligence community is saying there's no intent? That's my question.
No, I think you have a valid point. I'm not disputing that at all.
Because the thing is, and this is where we have a problem, right? Because this is where we have a problem. Because people will say, like, you know, because that's one of the people is like, oh, she never said there was no imminent danger. But she never said there was imminent danger. She says that she can't determine. It's not her job to determine. So if it's not your job to determine, that means there's no imminent danger. Because if there was an imminent danger, there's no reason why you could say, hey, there is imminent danger, right? I agree with the president of the United States of America, and we had to go there. You spent the entire time trying to tell us why there isn't imminent danger, and your job is to tell the American people, right? So now you shucking and jiving, you gaslighting, right? Because you don't want to lose your job with Donald Trump. Tulsi is the type of person, the person that I've met and spoken to, and she did presentations, right? She's the type of person that if there was some BS that was happening, she's the type of person that will stand 10 toes in with Donald Trump and say, yes, we have the intelligence, we have the receipts, there is imminent danger. We have it. We don't. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my problem with it right now. That's my problem. Where's the imminent danger? That's my problem.
Well, that's the whole point of Joe Kent coming out to say there was no imminent danger.
And now let's listen to Joe Kent, right? Because Tulsi is shucking and jiving in front of Congress because she doesn't want to go to jail, right? She doesn't want to lie. She doesn't want to later on figure out, like, okay, if I say yes, that's imminent danger and I have no receipt, I could go to jail because Donald Trump is not going to pardon me. But now you have actual Joe Kent. After Tulsi said it twice, she said it yesterday and she was there today. You have now an intelligence that says there is no imminent danger. So who are we to believe? Like seriously, who are we to believe? You know?
That's the dilemma. That's the $1 million question, basically.
Yeah, and then now we have to figure out what's his supporter believe. Does the supporters believe that we are in imminent danger from nuclear weapons?
Let's ask him. So, if you support Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
Tell us in the audience. Let's do it this way. You asked a question.
Yes.
Put a one in the chat if you think we were in imminent danger.
from nuclear weapons and
From
from Iran.
nuclear? Okay. So you go ahead and lay it out. Lay it out since you're going to do it.
To Donald Trump lovers and supporters, because I love him. Do you believe that we are in imminent danger from Iran, right?
One. Put a
Having
one in the
nuclear
chat.
weapon. Put a 1 in the chat, please.
And a 2 if you disagree.
Yeah, 2 in the disagree.
Okay. You have a 2 so far. The Son of Truth says 2. Rad says 0.
It has 1 or 2. If you don't have a decision, we're talking about now.
Kenny says 1. We were.
Mm-hmm. We
Okay.
were.
Daniel says yes.
I'm so sorry. Can we follow the rules, please? We're trying to look at the numbers. Either 1 or 2, guys. Can we? I mean, even down you're MAGA. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Y'all know exactly what time we're on. You either put 1 that I agree that we are in imminent danger, or 2 we don't. Well, how hard is it? Why we gotta make it? You guys don't want to follow the rules. Just 1 or 2, please, so that we can do it. What rules? 1, yes, I believe we are in imminent danger from a nuclear weapon, which is why we are at war with Iran, right? Or 2, no, we're not. We're not. It's just 1 or 2 people, please. No, I'm not gonna shut up because you don't know what the fuck. You're gonna make me curse. I promise.
No.
Keep
it cool.
Mel, have I not been doing good? Have I been doing good today? I'm trying to be respectful of the audience. Okay, we asked a specific question. Can you guys say 1 or 2? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. If we don't want to do the polls, in fact, do you know how to? Can you get polls up here?
Yeah, we have a poll up right now.
Yeah, can we do a poll and let's just make it easy. Let's just make it easy for our people. I apologize.
We can't do the poll now, but we did have a poll up at the beginning of the show. So this is the only way to really effectively get it done.
It's a difficult question. Let's move on. It's a difficult question. I get it. You guys love
No, I think you got, wait a minute. We got answers. I think for the most part, people felt like it was a yes. Overall, we received a yes from the people that did answer. It was a yes. So
I saw several 2s. No,
it wasn't enough. But I'm saying it was more 1s and 2s. So the 1s won, and there was an imminent threat. That's what that was the answer that you were asking.
I disagree. I need 1 or 2.
It's not about what you disagree.
I have 2 here. We're going to continue. I'm not going to take. The thing is, we're giving them excuses, right, in order to come out. The answer is 1 or 2. It's very simple. So as far as I'm concerned,
they said 1. It's a 1.
I still see 2. Is faulty.
There were more 1s though. So there's your answer.
Mm-mm.
Just because it goes against what you believe doesn't
I would agree
mean it's not
with it.
valid.
If everybody did the right thing, I would totally agree with it. I'd be like, oh yeah, Mel. But you're telling me people over here making it 2. You can't tell me a series of people just 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Like, come on now. It's so damn simple. And I would be like, okay, yeah, the MAGA supporters believe that we are in imminent danger. You understand what I'm saying? It's too difficult. I mean, it's just ridiculous. All I'm asking is 1 or 2. I would say 1. If everybody,
you ever heard? Hey, wait a minute. You ever heard the song? You ever heard the song by James Brown? It says, "Living in America." They can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, come on, Mel. We talk about it's ridiculous.
Hey, living in America.
I can't. My whole thing is that unfortunately, our MAGA brothers and sisters are having a difficult time.
Miss Patty said you need to settle down. Miss Patty said you need to settle. You need to settle down.
MAGA brothers and sisters, no, sir. I think our MAGA brothers and sisters are having a really difficult time in accepting what is being said out of the mouths of people who Donald Trump placed in office. Right? If he hired these people and they are huge Trump supporters, Joe Kent, I believe his name is Joe Kent, is a huge Trump supporter. He supported everything that Donald Trump ever did. He ride or die for Donald Trump. Tulsi, not so much. At one time, Tulsi was kind of in the middle when it comes to Donald Trump. But right now, he put it in place. We talk about people who are currently in the intelligence committee, including some of the people who supported Donald Trump for many, many years that are on YouTube, that have the shows, they have the podcast. A lot of people are coming out against this war. A lot of people are. Donald Trump does not care about the Democrats. He doesn't care about the progressive. He doesn't care about the independent. He cares about his base. That's all he cares about. And they're saying that they're unhappy with this war. You understand what I'm saying? So now we have a problem, right? Because if he has a problem, not we, he has a problem. If his base is not supporting him with the war, he has to come up with excuses. You understand what I'm saying? And the excuses are not adding up. So his people are as confused as the rest of us.
Okay. All
And
right.
yes, and I will land the plane, Ms. Patty Little. But next time, answer the questions correctly, so I won't have to have a heart attack with y'all. Hi, Mel. How are you?
Yeah, Miss Patty say knock it off. You know, she's had enough for one night.
Yeah, I just need answers. That's all.
Okay,
But
good
Mel,
deal.
is there anything else we want to talk about? We spent all this time talking about this. Is there anything else that's coming up?
Oh yeah, there's more to talk about.
Let's
But
talk about the
I
Trump.
was waiting for you to make your point. That's what I was
Yeah,
waiting
I
on.
made how many times must I make my point? Do you want me to just summarize my point?
You could do your final summary and conclusion.
Okay, my conclusion is Donald Trump is lying. That
Oh my
there was
God, here we go.
there was no imminent danger. I think that what Donald Trump decided to do is he wanted, and I'm not going to shade my Jewish brothers and sisters. I understand there's reasons why a lot of my Jewish brothers and sisters support Israel. Right, so I'm not even talking about that, and I'm not talking against my Palestine. I'm not talking. It's not my business. I'm not Jewish, and I'm not Palestinian. I'm not none of that. So I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. I'm saying that Donald Trump decided that he was going to fall in line with Netanyahu for whatever reason, and they decided to go to war. They decided to put the American people, the American soldiers, in harm's way for whatever plans that they have. You understand? But it had nothing to do with nuclear weapons because there's no proof that nuclear weapons was in play. It's the same thing that Bush did with 9/11, and we're right back where we are. That's what I'm saying, and I land my plane.
So is nuclear weapons the only valid reason to go into Iran? You think so?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
because that's exactly what was brought forth. If they came out with another excuse, like, oh, this leader tried to unalive me, so I'm going down there to unalive him because he tried to unalive me when he started the war, then okay. I would have
so one last question for you. When Iran was slated to unalive like 30 to 40,000 people about 3 weeks ago, and the president said, if you do it, we're going to come in and pretty much smoke your heels, right? You think that would have been valid? He's trying to save the lives of 30 to 40,000 people.
Is that what he said he was going to do, Mel? Is that why
Yeah,
he went to war?
This happened. No, I'm asking. I'm talking to you about what happened 3 weeks ago.
But I'm actually
this happened before the war. This happened before the war.
When he came out and he said that he was going to war, what was the reason why we went to war?
No. We're over the war.
No. But you asked me.
We've talked about the war for a whole hour. Now we're talking about
if there were 30,000 people in danger, and he said that I'm sending soldiers over here to save the 30,000 people, and it caused a war.
No, right? I think he said he was going to do some explosive. I don't know exactly, but he threatened them that, listen, if you proceed with this public execution of all these people, we're going to respond, and you won't like the outcome. It's going to be aggressive. Okay. If they proceeded and they harmed these innocent people, and the president had sent over for explosions, would that have been a valid reason to you?
We talk about explosion. We're putting manpower in place.
It don't matter. Just a response, an aggressive.
No, it does matter.
So here we go.
Explosives is different than
hold
bodies.
On.
Are we talking about bodies, or are we talking about explosives?
It's violent either way you want it. It's gonna give you the violence.
We're talking about using
dropping explosives.
I'm asking the question. If it's using strategic explosive in order to serve 30,000 lives, I would understand that.
Yeah, that's what he's doing the same. It's the same thing he did. They started dropping explosives. So
okay, I would
understand
answer. That because it's the same thing that Bush did after the building fell. But once that wasn't a good enough excuse, they changed the narrative. They changed it, not we. Changed the narrative to say the reason why we're doing this is because of the nuclear weapon, and that's exactly what Bush did. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
If he had a legitimate reason to go in there, right, and put people in harm's way, he should just say it and not change the narrative. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just tell us what it is. We may not like it, but tell us what it is. But don't change it.
Okay, but here's the issue. When I ask you, is there any other reason other than nuclear? You said no.
No,
But
because
then hold on.
No, because you brought up this 30,000 people. I have never heard of that.
I brought up the 30,000 to see how you would respond, because that's not nuclear. Okay,
it is
so
not
then
nuclear,
you
but
change.
But I'm asking you. Asked me a question. I'm responding to you in kind, right?
Okay,
You said that if 30,000 people were in danger, right? Would I consider that a good enough reason in order to do an action against Iran? I said, are you talking about putting soldiers? Because if you talk about putting soldiers in it, my answer will change, because I don't want soldiers to be put on harm's way. But if you talk about strategic in order to save lives, you might have me on that one.
Okay.
But you didn't answer the question. Just like you said, didn't you give Donald Trump grace to say that he could change his mind whenever he get more information? That's what you said, right?
Any president.
Right. So you just gave me more information, and I'm answering you in kind.
Okay. So are you done? Are you finished? Or are you done?
I think I'm done. I've been finished. I'm done.
Okay. So I said, so let me land mine. Okay. So I said to you, I says, is there any reason other than nuclear that's worthy for the president? Keep in mind, how did they go in? They went in with explosives, right? I don't want to use the B word. Right. I says, any reason other than nuclear that's worthy for the president to go in? You says no. But then when I go back and I told you what was happening 2 weeks before that precipitated a lot of the confusion with Iran, you said you changed your mind. You says, yeah, as long as they come in and they drop explosives. And that's what they did this time around. So obviously, obviously there's more than one reason as to why you would go in.
But I don't think that
into Iran.
I don't think what you're doing is fair. You're trying to do a Mark and Filio on this live. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to be Mel, Mark, and Filio. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to throw different crumbs in order to change the narrative. The fact of the matter is, what I've been saying all along is that there is no reason why we're at war with Iran. Okay, there was no reason given. There was the reason that was given was imminent danger. The reason was not given that there were 30,000 people in harm's way. You're giving me a scenario that's not even true.
It is true. No. That is true.
We went to war though. So
but wait,
you're adding additional stuff to it. Then
wait a minute. You said it wasn't true. You said it wasn't true, and that's not true, because it was happening. It wasn't. It's not the same. Oh, okay. Well, it happened.
You just gave me tea. Like I told you, I said, wait a minute. I've never heard that Donald Trump says that he is going to give action if they heard 30,000 people. You just said that to me. And I'm saying to you, if that's what he said, then yeah, I would consider that, right? I would consider that a reason to save 30,000 lives. I would consider that a reason.
He told them that, and they backed off, and so he retreated. Okay. But within 2 weeks they went in.
So we did not go because of the 30,000 people.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, so
but I'm showing you that there are other reasons. There are other reasons worthy to go into the country.
You're doing a Mark and a video. That's not the reason. The reason, what I'm trying to tell you, let's stick to the fact. That's not the reason. It didn't happen, so that's not the reason why he went to war. So that shouldn't even be given to me to even answer. But I answered you anyway. What I'm saying is that the man lied. Right? He said we were in imminent danger. We are at war. His people are saying that we are not in imminent danger from nuclear weapons. Why are we still there? Can we bring everybody back home and stop the nonsense? That's where I would like to land my plane. Hey, Sherry Berry.
Okay. That's all of this fits into your narrative that's in your brain, you know?
I know, but it's just me. I'm just me. I'm a flip.
You have this construct in your perfect world, but you know.
Why does the world have to be perfect, Mel? It's not about perfect. I'm saying that I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, Mel. And you're a very intelligent man, and I know that your job is to push back on me. I'm saying very simply, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't trust him. I think his administration is a nightmare. With that said, we already know where I stand on this point, right? So we don't have to lie and act like I know where I'm at with Donald Trump.
Okay.
Yet I say to his supporters, he came out and he said The reason why we are at war with Iran is because there was imminent danger of them building up the uranium that would lead to creating nuclear weapons. That is not true. That's all I'm saying. So why are we at war with Iran? That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I keep saying it in multiple ways, and then you keep trying to change the narrative. My whole thing is that we should not be at war with Iran because there's no nuclear weapon. There's no nuclear capability. There's no proof or receipts that said that they could build it up. There's none. So we shouldn't be there. So why are we there? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
They're going to
Very
love
good.
it anyway. Tell them the truth.
All right. So we're going to switch up now. Good job. I think you did a good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Let's talk about Nancy Guthrie now.
Oh,
this
yes.
case
Let's talk about Epstein too, because I want to talk about Epstein. But let's
go to Epstein. That's good.
Yes.
I just want to switch the subject. We've been on it quite some time.
But thank you. It was a great conversation, in my opinion. Okay, so did we hear that that the Epstein files are being released? That they are Pam Bondi and them has redacted information that directly implicate Donald Trump in these Epstein files, and if so, why?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. I got distracted because hold on. I got distracted because Pretty Ting says I agree with Mama Flips 100%. So that means she agreed with me 0.
Is that
so I didn't like that, and I tuned you out because both of y'all can go jump in the. No, I'm messing with you. But anyway. Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, "Oh, you got fans. You have fans over here now."
Yes, I do. Thank you, Pretty Pig. I got my people over here. They can't be able to support me.
Both of y'all can hit the door now.
I'm just saying that I got people over here that love me.
She said she didn't give me 1. She didn't give me 1%. I said, "Damn, I thought Pretty Things was on my
team." Not even a penny. Not even a penny. Listen,
I know that's gonna make your week.
With the Epstein files, right?
Okay,
it's being proven now that the redaction of the Epstein files were not to protect the survivors, is to protect Donald Trump, right? And I believe it was Representative Goldman, I want to make sure I have the right name, that came out in unredacted files that indicates that Donald Trump knew more about the Epstein file and what Epstein was up to. It proved that Donald Trump was on the plane with Epstein. It proved that he was on the, not only was he on the plane with Epstein, but they had survivors that were not 18 on the plane with Donald Trump and Epstein, right? They also have the documentation in which Epstein told Ghislaine, whatever her name is, his former girlfriend, that he is the worst of all of us, right? Meaning Donald Trump. And they're researching me, but they don't realize that Donald Trump is the worst of all of us. And he's been on this plane with these so-called survivors. Now, all of these documentation, according to what is being released yesterday and today, shows that the Pam Bondi, the Justice Department, has been trying to redact the documentation to remove or to hide all references to Donald Trump close association with Epstein. And now the representatives are going to unredact it so they could show the American people what actually is going on with Donald Trump. That's what I heard about the Trump Epstein files. What have you heard?
You know what? To be honest with you, there's been so much happening in the world. It seems like the Epstein files are being smothered, quite frankly.
And that's why a lot of controversial people, a lot of conspiracy people are saying that the reason why we went to war, and I have not said it. I haven't said it, but I'm glad you brought it up. This is why a lot of people are saying that the reason why we're at war with Iran, because there's no imminent danger, is because he's trying to hide the Epstein files. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's why people are saying what they're saying.
So let's unpack that. You think that they would go through such a great measure of destruction just because of the Epstein files?
Yes, of course. I think so. I personally think that based on everything that Donald Trump has done throughout his life, especially when he fed half of America that he's the answer to their prayers, that he's going to do every single thing he can in order to maintain the power. I don't think that Donald Trump would have ran again a second time if it wasn't because of all of the fact that he was going to jail for several cases that he was found guilty. I don't think he would have ran for president. I think that he would have probably want to live his life out here playing golf and being rich. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to travel and do all kind of shit. All of a sudden, now he has guilty charges. He was about to have to go respond to the Fulton County on the election interference. He was going to have to go with Jack in regards to the disclosure of the keeping of high profile or paperwork. There was a lot of reasons why he knew he was going to be under the jail. So that's why he ran again, and he fooled 57% of America to vote him in again. So yes, I 100% believe that if Donald Trump was in danger of being exposed with the Epstein file, then yes, he would start a war, right? Not only that, he said it himself when it came to Barack Obama. If Barack Obama go to war with Iran, it's because of his poll numbers, it's because of the economy. He said it. He said it to the American people. So obviously, yes, he would do something like that. Of course. He said it out of his own mouth. So yes, the answer is yes. I believe he would do it. Yep.
So let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Do you think Israel has some sort of information on Donald Trump, or do you think that's just malarkey?
I don't know if Israel, and this is where it's interesting when it comes to conspiracy, because not all conspiracy has to be the right, has to have the answer, right? I don't know if Israel has documents on Donald Trump. I thought that Russia did. That's why Donald Trump was so complacent when it came to Russia and Putin. I think Russia has some information on Donald Trump, and they're willing to hide it and stuff in order for him to win the presidency the first time, right? But I don't know about Israel. I think with Israel, it really is about Gaza, in my opinion. I think that Donald Trump has always wanted to build this resort type of country club type of atmosphere. He wanted to put a Trump Tower. There's several receipts. There's several documentation. There's plan. Jared just did a presentation just the other day where it was released. So I think that that's why he wanted to form a collaboration with Netanyahu, because he wants Gaza. He wants to build the thing. Now, does Netanyahu come to him and say, hey, in order for you to get Gaza, I need you to support me with this? I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But I do honestly believe that Netanyahu has something that Donald Trump wants for us to be here, right? And it's so also inclined. I mean, it also helped him because it doesn't have to be one answer, right? It could be multiple answers. It also helps him because right now he's a very complicated, different situation. Now, his supporters are kind of turning on a dime, right? If they flip quicker, he may not have gone to war, because there's a lot of his supporters that's like, okay, Donald Trump is in the files. We don't want to hear anything about it. Let it go. So there's a lot of people. So if they flip quick enough, he may not have found the need. But I think that going into Iran has a dual purpose for Donald Trump. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So we're down to the wire here. We only have roughly 8 minutes or so. So let's switch up a little bit. Are you done with Epstein? You okay with
Yes,
Epstein?
I am. Did you want to say anything about Epstein? We're good?
No, I don't think Epstein is going anywhere.
But do you think the MAGA still care about the Epstein issue when it comes to Donald Trump?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right.
I think everybody's moved on from the Epstein files for the most part.
Yep,
I don't think Democrats have moved on from it, but I think MAGA has moved on from it.
I think so. And
I don't think it's going to materialize into anything.
Until he's alive. I don't think anything. There's nothing that's going to materialize. I could give my MAGA brothers and sisters this. There's nothing that's going to materialize about Donald Trump while he's alive. It's not going to happen. I already came to terms with it. If anybody want to understand how I think that he's going to go through the presidency without a scathe in the world. Y'all going to continue to love him and worship him and kiss his ass all through the time that he's here. But when he's unalive and he goes down to where he needs to go to talk to his maker downstairs, that's when we're going to realize and find out all the truth about Donald Trump. Now, here's the thing. you guys have a 40% chance of me being wrong, right? You got 40% chance when all the evidence come out, you could come and say, Mama Flip, you were wrong. He's a great, amazing guy that did absolutely nothing. And all the receipts about him, including pictures and videos and lawsuits and receipts and call logs, all of that was lies that was created by the Democrats. See, he was a great guy, right? Or in reality, we're going to find out everything that really happened, right? And by then, they're going to be like, well, we didn't know.
So let me explain. I want to break this down to you because I don't know if a lot of people know it, right? When you say that Donald Trump is going down, that insinuates that he's going to hell, right?
Yes.
So, okay, let me break it. Hold on.
He said it, right? Mel, he said it, right? He said he doesn't think he's going to heaven. He said that himself, right?
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. When you go to the Vatican, I went to the Vatican in Rome. They have a big painting up. It's actually on my live video.
Okay.
But in the video, they have Muhammad going to hell. They have the Buddha, I believe, going to hell. They have just about all the leaders of these vast religions going to hell. And because of that, they have the military outside because these people are trying to get in. Because the painting is so offensive to them. Oh, wow. So a lot of people, when it comes to MAGA, when it comes to any group, many people see the leader as almost like a god or close to it. It's almost like the Ayatollah. People look at that person. He's like the Jesus in the Christian faith, right?
Yeah, he is.
So when you say they're going to hell, I mean, people get really offended by it.
They could get really offended. Donald Trump is an evil person. So don't try to make him into a saint just because you want him to run this country. He raped a lot of people. He's in the Epstein Files.
Wait. We got to be careful.
They said it. They said, I'm not saying it. Let me just make sure.
But hold on.
He sexually.
People leave so quickly. So I want to clear this up.
Yes.
You would have to have some criminal proof that he did that.
We have yes, Gene.
In the court system, as a criminal, you'd have to pin him as a criminal.
No. Let's not change it. Okay. E. Jean Carroll says that he did that to her, and the judge stated in his filings that he believed E. Jean Carroll that she is telling the truth. Right now, we all know that this is not a criminal case. This is about a defamation case, but the defamation case still is credible and still considered as receipts when it comes to the character of a man. So if someone is saying that you raped them at a store and the jury found them to be credible and the judge said, yes, I believe that's true, that means that you did that to that person. That means overwhelmingly the people that was sitting, which is people that the regular people just like you, has found you to be a liar, right? So that's one. Two. No, I'm talking about Pretty. I'm talking about the actual Jean Carroll case. The second case is there's a court case, and I keep telling you again, that is Jane. Is it Jane? Why did I forget her name? Where she has a case against Donald Trump, right? Twice. She put it in and she removed it, in which she says that she is the victim when she was 13 years old. That court case, the document is there. I read the case. All right. Now we're finding out that the DOJ is talking about a report, an allegation that they pursued about someone who alleged that both Donald Trump and Epstein raped her. And they say rape on the paperwork, the DOJ paperwork and the court paperwork, right? Or SA'd her, right? Because there's certain act, right? On the paperwork. So I'm saying to you that based on the receipts, right? Donald Trump is not a good person. There are also 19 to 60 women. And I say 19 because I actually have the reports of 19 separate women, but there is a report that goes up to 60 women that says that he's a SA predator, right? Now, that is not a good person. And that person, according to my understanding, is not going to heaven. Okay? That's why I said he's going to meet his maker.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
It's Kate. It's Kate. It's Kate. Kate is the young lady who said that that he did that to her.
Okay, so here's my final question. Do you think O.J. Simpson was guilty of murder based on, can you say he was a criminal based on what we know from his criminal case?
Years ago, I would say no, right? But as time went by, I doubt that he was innocent. As just time went by.
No, I'm not asking you how you feel. I'm talking about according to record, officially.
According to record, he was found not guilty. So he's not a criminal according to the record, right?
Okay, so he's not a criminal. He's
record. Donald Trump is guilty.
Wait, hold on. We're not talking about Trump. We're talking about OJ. So he's not guilty based on what?
Because he went to trial and they found him not guilty.
Okay, but he also went to trial on the civil case.
And he went to trial on the civil case with Nicole family?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a difference. Donald Trump yet has not gone to trial yet for a case, right? When it came to that, right? So it's not as if somebody found Donald
But wait
Trump
a minute. According to your standard, a civil case would deem you guilty.
Yes, a civil case was deemed.
But
I think OJ is guilty of what he did to Nicole in regards to the civil case. If that's what you're asking me, is that what you're asking me?
Is
that what you're asking me?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. So if you and answer the question, and based on the civil case, yes, he is guilty. But we have another thing that we have to consider that is factual, right? He went through a criminal case and the jury found him not guilty. So that's a more complicated case, right? But
okay.
if we're looking at court cases, right? And we're looking at the evidence that we have. In this case, we have one piece of evidence against Donald Trump, right? In which they are saying that he is guilty of rape. The paperwork said that he's guilty of rape. This is why they support Jean Carroll. That's what the judge say. I'm looking at that piece of paperwork. Now, if Donald Trump had another case, right, just like O.J. Simpson, in which they found him not guilty with the same facts, then we were like, okay. But right now, we have one set of facts. He was found.
I think I got you on that one.
How do you got me on that one? Tell me how you got me.
I think I got you on that one.
All right, tell me. Let me know.
No, I think the OJ kind of proves your theory wrong a little bit.
No, I disagree because I totally disagree with you because with OJ,
you were going different until you walked into the weeds and you started to realize you're like, oh, I'm in the bushes. You started to say, oh, I'm in the bushes, and you started to retract.
I say I agree with you. There's one case where he was found not guilty, and there was a case that he was found guilty. I agree with you. It's true. Right? It's a more complicated situation. I started this by saying it's a complicated because originally I thought he was not guilty. Initially, I said that in my opening. You asked me, what am I thought? I said originally I thought he was not guilty, and in the long run, I'm like this, right? I'm like, but when you start asking detail, I'm all yes. There were two cases, one where he was not guilty. And one way.
No, you don't have to explain it, but I'm just saying
I'm saying when it comes to Donald Trump, though, I only
maneuvered. You did a maneuver for a minute, so it's all good.
Different factors. I'm telling you, with him, there's one case, and the judge said it. I didn't say that he believed that his action, right? His action could be deemed.
But initially, you said that OJ was innocent. Even though he had that case, that civil case,
he's deemed innocent. I did not say innocent. I said they found him not guilty. I didn't say he was innocent.
So instead of saying innocent, we're going to say not guilty. So initially you said not guilty. So okay.
No, I said initially I felt that I wanted to believe that he was innocent. I said that, but they found him. But I went on to say, right, as time went by with everything that I'm seeing, like this. That's what I said, right? Now, then we started talking about the cases and stuff like that. You know, I try very hard to be precise because if I don't know, I don't know. So that's why I talk about different things, right? When it comes to Trump, the difference is Donald Trump actually has a case where they found him guilty.
I think they held in the civil case. I don't know if that made him. I mean, you could come to whatever conclusion, but I think they held him responsible I think that would be the civil case is more of a responsible. I
No.
think the criminal is what establishes your wrongdoing more, right?
I disagree 100%. I
Okay.
disagree
Well,
100%.
what could be? We'll have to ask criminal defense
Yeah,
attorney Calvin
definitely
Johnson.
because we have statute of limitations, right? We have different things in play. That's why I disagree when it comes to that statement, because you're telling me that every single survivor that has a defamation case, and they were able to prove what happened to them, right? And they were able to get funding of financial gain because the statute of limitation did not allow them to have a criminal case, right? You're telling me that the person is not guilty, and that the only reason why, I mean, that we should not consider them guilty for their action because it's a civil
So
case.
let me give it to you. So let me give it to you another way. All right. If you pull a background report on Donald Trump, is it going to show him as? Is that going to be on his background record as far as him being a criminal? Now we're not talking about the 34 felonies.
Yes.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking. I'm not talking.
No,
I'm not
you
talking
can't
about
change it.
those.
You can't change it, Mel. You can't change it.
We're talking about.
No,
We're
he's a
talking
criminal.
about
Yes, he's a felon. Yes, Mel. Yes, he's a felon.
not
Yes,
the
Mel. That's
34 felonies, but no,
he's a felon.
seriously.
He's a felon. Yes, yes, yes.
No.
Mel. That's
This
the answer.
other category, right? I know the 34 felonies are going to be there,
Okay,
but
so he's a criminal.
but
Yes, that's
but
the
is it going to show on his background
answer. He's a criminal. Yes, yes.
from the R
Yes,
word?
yes,
Is it going to show that on his
Well,
background?
it's not going to show that he's an R word on his background. Yes,
Okay.
no, but they will show in his background that he lost a civil case, right? And as a result of the civil case, one of the reasons why he lost is because he was accused of raping somebody, and the judge believed it.
And that's
Right?
going to be on his background
So,
report.
we're talking about background. You know how many things in the back, Mel? I promise you, just had to do I declined a raise because I had to do a background check, and I didn't want to be bothered with it. There is a lot of information in the background check. Are you talking about you maybe not background check? There's a lot of information in the background. Everything, they go into your social media, they go into your character, it goes into everything with background check. So yes, in the background check, yes, it will say that about Donald Trump in the background check. If you're talking about legal, like legal culpability or whatever that word is, then maybe not. But in the background check, all of that will be in the background check. Yes.
Okay, so in the background, it's going to show that he's guilty of the R word, basically.
The background check is going to indicate there's going to be a report in the background check that says that he had to pay a large amount of civil right penalty to E. Jean Carroll as a result of her stating that he raped her back in whatever 1960 something, and the jury believed her. And the judge referenced that and says that there is credible evidence that he raped her. That's what I'm saying. That will be listed in the background check, yes. As far as character assessment. Now, do people care about that? No, because he's in the White House. So he's in the White House. Nobody cares. His people don't care about that he raped these women. They don't give a damn. You understand what I'm saying? But it would be in the background check, yes.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Did you ever hear E. Jean's statement about
what happened that day? Yes.
And how people, something to the effect of how people enjoy, I don't want to get her quote wrong, but she said something a little bit weird to me. But we won't get into that. We won't get into that today. But there is something.
I know about her, what about hers that she kept the suit.
Okay.
That's why I appreciate, and I think this is why Donald Trump got himself in trouble, because the fact is that she was so traumatized that she kept the suit locked up exactly the way it is and made sure that she didn't take it to the cleaners, to the point where they actually had specimen in there where she had a specimen to get tested. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's some hardcore shit right there. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's crazy.
For E. Jean?
Yeah, she kept the suit and she kept it like covered and stuff for many years. The same suit that she had that day. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good discussion. I think we're just going to briefly touch on Nancy Guthrie really quick. Anything comes to mind about that particular case before we get out of here?
No, nothing came to mind. I did I saw, but I think it was an old video of her daughter stating that, they're living, in traumatic they're right now they're living in terror because it's been so many years that their mom has been gone. So that's all pretty much I heard. I haven't really been covering the case. TMZ hasn't come out. Nobody has come out to see where we are with the case. So no, I haven't really um heard anything. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's some new developments in the case, but for the most part, they're still trying to figure it out. I think today they were checking out that gate door. What do they call the door? Storm door, what have you. Um, Trying to figure. It looks like they're just gasping for breath and
They
just
don't know what the hell
striving after the
happened.
wind.
I'm telling you, they don't, and it just shows again. You can't have talk hosts, people who not experienced running these agencies. You can't do it. You have to have qualified people doing these jobs because it's crazy to me. Like all these people that great investigators, people that's in charge that could have probably give you more insight about what happened. They fired so many of them. You had people who's been doing this for years, they're no longer in office. And now you have all these people that's spinning and they can't find one old lady. Bless her. Bless her. You can't find out what happened to her, even if it's the worst thing that could have possibly happened. You can't even find clues to tell us what happened. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Yeah, I discovered something about her today that was pretty shocking.
Oh, what happened? I didn't hear about it.
I don't even know if I should talk about it, but
Yes, talk about it. Hello, you giving us tea?
yeah, I didn't know she was very vocal about Donald Trump on social media. And so now that I've learned that,
I know the
basically,
daughter was, but the mother
no, no,
was.
no. Oh my God, man, it'll make the hair
Nancy,
stand on the back of your neck. Yeah.
so
So
Nancy hated Trump.
I don't want to say that, but
That's
I
why
did,
they're
I,
not looking
I
for her.
didn't know that she was so vocal about Trump, like really, really vocal.
That's why they're not looking for her. That's why.
So no,
Wow.
no, no. But it may give you because people are trying to figure out the motive. So it adds to that revenge, or if you tick people
Yeah.
off, you get all these people
That's why they're not
online.
doing. That's not that. That's why they're not doing it. That's why they like slow walking the case and stuff like that because she's not important. And I said this to you in the very beginning, Mal, if you remember. I said if it was the mother of a far right, important person to Donald Trump, the far right pundit or the Fox News employee mother, right? They would scourge the earth looking for that person. They would scourge the earth looking for that person. That's what I said, right? And you were like, Mama Flip, like, mm-hmm. Now I said it, and this is exactly what came through. The reason why they're not doing everything they can do is because she is the mother. I didn't even know that she had anything to say. I just thought it's because her daughter did a sort of like an expose that didn't make Donald Trump very happy back in the days. So I figured
Right.
it was after her, but now to find out that the mom had certain things to say,
Well, let's.
then I
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much. What I'll do is in the member chat, I'll do a breakdown. I'll show everybody what I discovered. So because
yeah, I
right
would love
now
to see that. Yeah, let me know. I would love to see
I'll
that.
I'll share it with you, but now I have a whole different take on this case from what I saw. So I'll leave it at that.
Wow. Well, let me know because sometimes you could go on live while I'm at
You
work.
know, and I don't want to say too much. I'll just say this one last piece, right?
Mhm.
If a person, man, I don't want to say too much. If a person put a hit on you, why would they take you, right?
I
When a,
agree
when a, when a
100%.
person when a person comes and take you, it may not have had anything to do with the daughter.
Really?
It's sad to say that. I'll leave it there. I don't want to go too far.
Yeah, I would
I,
love to hear what
I'll
you saw
I'll
on that.
break it down. I'll show you guys all that I discovered. And also, I discovered something else that's actually on the person, but I had to go through my major software, my Power Suite.
Wow.
The guy actually has on a tool belt, and no one has talked about that, but I discovered that too. I'm going to put it all in the
Yes,
member or
please do.
subscriber chat tonight. So I'll try to push that out for you guys tonight. But she was like, going hard on Trump.
Wow.
So that kind of changed my view of this case now. You know.
Well, again, I already know from the first
Yeah.
time when you, after like 20, I'm like, come on.
And
now.
I'm not saying anything toward Trump, but I'm just saying sometimes you got to be careful what you're saying, and
Exactly.
it gets out of control sometimes
Because they
online.
would have. I'm telling you, if I 100% agree. I didn't even know the mom. I thought about the daughter. I've said it from the very beginning. They're not chasing after. They're not really.
When a person come and take you, they want you. You know.
Yeah.
Now it could be about the ransom. I get that, but something's weird here. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you, guys. I'll do a members live. I'll try to push it out tonight if the strength is there. What is it? Almost 10 o'clock. Okay, man, it's late. All right, would you like to close?
Good. We normally go after 10, so we did pretty good. Like we and then before 2 hours, which is great.
Very good. You want to close out?
Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I appreciate you guys, even the haters. I appreciate you guys.
Oh my!
Because there was a lot of disrespect in the chats. You know, I gotta say, even the haters. I appreciate you guys coming in and listening to me and taking my take. And I do read your messages here, so I am watching, you know, and paying attention. And at the end of the day, we are just here, me and Mel, just to give our various opinion. He's more factual. I am here for the sensationalization and the dramatization of my feelings, even though I do agree what I'm saying. But I do want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be here to give my piece. And you guys have a great week, great safe week, and bring the soldiers home.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. I'll be back on with the members live. I'll try to pull that off to show you guys what I was talking about. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody, for your participation, all the likes, share, and subscriptions. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for News at Noon at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Be well and have a great night.
Different voices, but the same song. Loving a world where we all belong. Kindness leading the way, breaking the chains. In the symphony of love, the flame remains. Embracing diversity, brighter days in sight. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beat as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. The colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.